A lot of us think we are perfectionists. We try to make sure everything is perfect. We make sure we don't leave out a single detail. We make sure that whatever we create is as good as it can be. We'll spend hours working on the logo. We'll spend hours working on the YouTube banner. We'll spend hours scripting out a video, re-recording the same scene for the video over and over and over again, just to make sure that it's perfect and so that there are no flaws in anything we do, anything we produce. Because we have this insane attention to detail that we will catch everything. I remember when I was first creating this channel, right? It took me months just to film out my first video because I didn't know what video I wanted to create. It took me a month before I finally filmed it because I was there thinking my first video needs to be perfect. I can't just randomly post some random video on YouTube because what would that make me look like? That I don't really take myself seriously. I'm not really professional. I don't really care much if I'm not perfect, right? That isn't being a perfectionist. That's being a procrastinator. Every single time you have those thoughts where you want to be perfect, you're not being a perfectionist. You're being a procrastinator and you don't want to admit it. You don't want to take that next step. So you procrastinate by calling yourself a perfectionist and you spend hours and hours at a time on one specific task that shouldn't have taken you so long. If you were truly a perfectionist, you would hate your achievements regardless of how big they are, regardless of how many people are complimenting you, because you know you could have done so much more. No, even if like you push yourself to the max, you put 110% effort into it, you still feel like, I know, but I could have done more. I know that especially in school, right? A lot of people will be happy with getting B's. A lot of people will be happy getting C's because they're just trying to pass their classes. If I get anything less than an A, I feel awful because I know I could have done more to get an A. Even though like getting an A doesn't really matter, even though like getting a B is perfectly fine, I know deep inside of me that if I don't get an A, I feel like a failure because I could have done better. Right? That is true perfectionism. If you feel like your efforts aren't good enough regardless of what other people tell you. Procrastination disguised as perfectionism is when you will continuously work on a single task, like whether it's scripting a video, whether it's trying to come up with new content ideas, right? Trying to edit your videos in a way where every single edit is perfect. That is not perfectionism because you know that you're supposed to be taking the next step. You're supposed to be done editing your video, but you're putting final touches as you say you are and spend an extra day or two just editing your videos when you're really not editing it. You're just trimming milliseconds off of your video to make it seem more perfect than it really is. Believe that if we try hard enough, we can get as close to perfect as possible when we really won't. We're not perfect. We never were perfect. We will never be perfect. A buddy of mine decided to create a startup a week ago, and every single day all I see from him is just a new logo design, a new logo concept. In the 7 days he's been working on this startup, he's had 16 different logos, 16 different variations of a logo, each of them taking hours to create. And I just had to be real for a second and tell him like, yo, it shouldn't take you this long to be creating a logo. Why have you spent an entire week just creating a logo? Like, it does not take that long. And of course, he's bringing up all the same excuses that I used to bring up about my YouTube channel. Like, I need to make sure it's perfect. My presentation needs to be on point. Like, I'm never going to have a chance to create a first impression ever again. So I need to make sure it's perfect first time around, right? No, it doesn't work like that. And the reason why most of us think like this is because of school. Our school teaches us that we need to make sure we have all the right answers before we make a decision. If you're in math class, you know there's only one right answer. So you need to make sure you do your math problem correctly. You do all your calculations correctly. You double check, you triple check your calculations to make sure that the answer you're getting is the correct answer. This is convergent thinking. Convergent thinking just basically means that you are thinking of an answer to a solution and there's only one solution to a problem, like the math problem I was talking about. In business, you have to use what's called divergent thinking, which is understanding that every single problem you face has multiple solutions. One of them will be better than all of them, of course. But that does not mean that any other solution you choose will end up not giving you the results that you want. So if I put my buddy on the spot again for a second, yes, all these different logo variations, all of them will work. because all of them give you the same solution. They're all just a logo at the end of the day. One will give you better results than the other for, that's just how marketing is. But that does not mean that every single other logo isn't going to work. Same way with if you are trying to run your business, you think that you need to make every single decision as good as possible. You need to make sure it's the best solution possible, when really you don't need to have all the answers when you're starting out. In fact, if you have all the answers, by that point it's pretty much too late. I'll give you an example. Everyone is so confused on what niche they should choose, and it's on every single business, right? Whether you're running a marketing agency, whether you're coaching people, whether you're e-com, everyone is confused on what niche should I do. Should I do marketing agencies for chiropractors, marketing agencies for dentists, marketing agencies for other marketing agencies? Should I do coaching for other coaches? Should I do coaching for entrepreneurs? Should I do coaching for, Indians who are trying to lose weight? It does not matter what niche you choose, as long as you just pick one. Right? If you ever want to change your answers, you can change it later on. That's the beauty of life. There are no wrong answers. You choose something, and if you're right, you're right. But if you're wrong, that's okay, because you get to choose again and you get to go again. You get second chances in life. It's not like your exams that you take in school, where if you get an answer wrong and you get this exam wrong, you fail your class and that's it. It goes on your record permanently. No, you only need to make one good decision in your life to change your life completely. You could be 40% confident, 50% confident. As long as you take that jump and go ahead, that's when you will find success, because you will make yourself make it work. You're not waiting for all the answers to come to you. You're not making sure that everything is perfect by procrastinating. No, every single millionaire, billionaire you can think of, they didn't have all the answers. Steve Jobs didn't have all the answers when he created Apple. Elon Musk didn't have all the answers when he was creating Tesla. Jeff Bezos didn't have all the answers. So nobody actually has all the answers, but you still need to work for it. You still need to put in work. Even if you're unsure, you still need to take that first step. If you just wait around trying to be perfect, trying to make sure you have all the answers, trying to make sure that I'm putting in my best foot forward, by then it's like it doesn't even matter, because you've taken too long. Someone else will come ahead with the exact same solution, same idea to the problem you're trying to solve, and they will take significantly less time to execute it. They didn't wait to be perfect, they just took action immediately, and you course correct along the way. Now, if you're trying to do all this on your own, it's difficult. I know. I've been there. You don't have anyone to hold you accountable. You have no one to tell you that you're procrastinating when you feel like you're being perfect. If that sounds like you, go ahead and join my free community below. Inside, you'll have access to like-minded individuals who are also trying to make 10K a month, trying to build a personal brand, trying to escape the 9 to 5. If that sounds like you, go ahead and join.